You may feel like long division with polynomials is a long and drawn-out process, so that's why we're going to introduce a shortcut, which is called synthetic division. Now this process is a shorter form of long division with polynomials. For our purposes, we're only going to be working with a divisor that looks like this. We have a divisor in the form of x plus k, where this k is a constant. Now, you'll find in your book a great explanation on how we got from the long division process with polynomials to the shorter form of synthetic division. But for now, we're just going to jump right in. So say we need to divide x squared minus 5x plus 6 by our divisor x plus 2. So in order to use synthetic division, we first take a look at our divisor, we look at the constant term here, which is 2, and we change the sign. So we're going to change 2 to -2. And we write it in the upper left corner in a bracket. Then we look at our dividend up here, and we pull down the coefficients for each term. So our first term here, x squared, the coefficient is 1. The coefficient of our second term here is -5. And for our last term, this constant, we pull down that value, which is 6. Now, we don't need to include our variable x when we write our synthetic division because we've aligned all similar terms, and the terms in our dividend here are written in descending powers. So that allows us to just write these whole numbers here. So then, in order to proceed with synthetic division, we move down this first value of 1, and then it's just a series of multiplication and addition problems. So we take our constant here of -2, and then we multiply by 1, and we're going to put it here. So follow this arrow. We multiply, this is a multiplication action here, -2 times 1, and then we're going to put it up here. -2. And then this area here, we're going to do an addition problem. So we have -5 plus -2, which gives us -7. Then we're going to continue on. We're going to do another multiplication. So we have -2 times -7, which is 14. And then here we're going to do an addition problem. So we have 6 plus 14, which is 20. Now this final value here, this is our remainder. And then these are the coefficients for our answer here. So we can write this, since this is our remainder, the -7 is our constant in our answer, and our 1 is a coefficient to our x term in our answer. So let's go ahead and write that down here. So we have x, so the 1 is here, and then we have -7, because that's what we got here. And then our remainder looks like this. We add, then we have a fraction where it's 20 over our divisor, x plus 2. And here's our answer. So this is the answer when we divide x squared minus 5x plus 6 by x plus 2. Let's try one more. So we have 2x cubed plus x minus 3 divided by x minus 1. When we look at the dividend, we see that our x squared term is missing. So let's rewrite this problem so we have all powers of x in descending order. So we have x minus 1, and we're dividing that into 2x cubed plus 0x squared, since it was missing from our original dividend, plus x minus 3. And then we can proceed with our synthetic division. So our divisor here, the constant of our divisor is -1, and so we need to change this sign and write it up in our corner. So we're going to change the sign to a positive 1 and put it in our brackets. And then we're going to pull down our coefficients for our x terms. So we pull down our 2 and our 0. This is very important to remember to include the 0. And then we have a 1 on our x term and a -3 for our constant, since it's -3. And then we proceed. So we move down our 2 and we do our multiplication and our addition. So we put our 2 here, we're going to multiply 1 times 2 and put it up here under our 0, which is 2. And then we add 0 plus 2 is 2. And we're going to multiply again. 1 times 2 is 2. We're going to put it up here, which is 2. 1 plus 2, we're going to add this, gives us 3. And then 1 times 3 is 3. We're going to put it here, and we're going to add negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So we have a remainder of 0, and then these are the terms, or excuse me, the coefficients for the terms in our answer. So the 3 is our constant term, the 2, the first 2 here is the term that's for our x term, and then this second 2 goes with our x squared term. So our answer looks like this. We have 2x squared plus 2x plus our constant 3. We have a remainder of 0, so we don't need to add that in. And here's our answer. When we divide 2x cubed plus x minus 3 by x minus 1, we get an answer of 2x squared plus 2x plus 3. And that's synthetic division.